first. Let's do that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Icewind Dale Rime or Reason. It is so nice to see you all here joining us for some live Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We're playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Our campaign's called Rime or Reason. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Very good.
Good.
Doing awesome, man.
Good. Nice to see you here. We are missing Ryan tonight. Ryan had some family stuff going on, couldn't make it, but we look forward to welcoming him back next time.
And
We
Fizwick
play.
will be controlling him on top of the whole game. That's what I'll do. I'm just going to be on top of Ryan, and I get 2 rolls.
Okay.
For No, I don't want that.
No, I think Will has enough time taking a short rest with Fizwick, so we're not going to make him take Dryad's short rests too. Sorry, Will. Anyway, yeah, so we'll be Dryad will be tagging along. I don't know if Michael or Alex, one of you, would be willing. I know Michael ran Fizwick last time, so maybe Alex, or what do you guys think? Oh, then again, Alex does run Velen usually.
Yeah, maybe it's best to hand him over to Michael.
Okay.
And also, Michael's done this before. Michael's had training with this. I've seen it.
That's true. That's true. Well, I was gonna say, I'd be more than happy to if Valen's being controlled by Grokvar and Fizwick might end up like pulling his pants down and like pushing him down a river.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give me any ideas. I wasn't thinking about it.
Oh no, I rolled a natural 1. Poor Dranyage. No.
Good. They say Will's volume is low. I don't know if you have the ability to turn up your mic, Will, but if not, we'll, just shout a little.
That's okay.
I'll
turn
right
up.
in front of my face.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll turn up the mic.
All right. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, just continue to let us know how our audio levels are doing. If music is too loud when we get to that and all that stuff, let us know. Well, before we get going, I do want to thank our sponsor, Hero Forge. Hero Forge is such a great company to work with. So supportive of a channel. I know that they've been big supporters of Michael's work with Dead Aussie Gamer too. Just a really cool company, outstanding people, and their product, my friends. It's crazy good. They just keep on adding more stuff, and it's just so much fun to get in there and play with their character builder. They're just, I got a little slide here I'll show I always like to show the December or the monthly creator spotlights because I'm just amazed at what people can do. There's definitely a bit of a learning curve, but you can get around and mess with this stuff and do this right now. I just love the new like ice effects we see on this guy on the right. So cool. The decals, you see a little bit blood on some of them. The decals, like the tattoos, oh man, they're always adding so much stuff. Basically, able to build custom races now with their just extremely flexible tools. So check it out, heroforge.com. You can get 3D printed miniatures shipped right to your home based on the characters you build. And of course, you can get things like our tokens on screen that you'll see on our battle maps too. And on the character art for the thumbnail for our video.
And if you haven't checked it out already, they've released on the YouTube page for Hero Forge the 2022 itinerary of what they want to be releasing and stuff like that. And there are some incredible changes coming. So yeah, go check out those videos. Yeah,
cool. Heroforge.com, there's a link in the video description. And I'll also just give a shout out for Michael's links in the video description for his channels. And also Will's Darksea Workshop if you want to get some amazing sparkly dice. He's got full sets of dice for sale on Darksea Workshop Etsy, so check him out. Jumping right in here. Let me pull up our map, actually. And I should probably send the link to you guys as well.
Yes.
Owlbear Rodeo. Also, I haven't given really much of a shout out to D&D Beyond, but like they hooked me up with the module and like a creator account, and I use that, and it's awesome. So anyway, shout out to D&D Beyond too. I enjoy their tools; they make my life easier. All right, But I'm going to pull up our map from last time. We are in the Caves of Hunger, and our players are on their way to the lost city of Ythrin. They're wandering around in these icy caves, seeing remnants of the lost city of Ythrin here and there, the Netherese Empire, and knowing that they're getting closer to this ancient city full of magic that fell from the sky and plunged itself into the Reged Glacier right here in Icewind Dale. So, sorry, I gotta get out of studio mode so I can get them that. There we go. Huh? Yes, I got it. Yay. All right. So here we are in the Caves of Hunger. You guys have been exploring and lurking around. If you remember last time, a few things that you guys have done. You have killed a gnoll vampire that was haunting these caves. You last time encountered some Remoraz, and deciding to not disturb the Remoraz in its nest and along with its young and eggs, wisely decided to move on past that harrowing encounter. And you also did encounter in a grove here in these caves, strangely, a Dryad stepping out of a grove of trees that somehow is alive down here. She bestowed some purple pears upon the party, and that's a lot of P's there. That's some alliteration for you. And I think Fizwick pocketed one, and ate one when she offered.
Two purple pears picked perfectly.
Picked perfectly per person. And I believe Gruckvar, did you take one too? Yeah. And so those bestowed some minor benefits for the party. And then also in this room right here, there was literally a giant spear stuck into the ice. After melting the ice around it, you guys were able to remove it. And Dryad has that as the largest, our Luxodon friend here. And he is growing. You all would look at Dryad and notice that he has probably grown, and I will get you that link to that character sheet, Michael. He's probably grown about 4-5 inches since he has taken the spear. I believe he was already 7 feet tall. So, yeah, he's getting bigger. And
says, give me that. I'm gonna hold it and look in my pants.
It's perfect. Then you guys did encounter some drow, and the drow were, here in this area around this Netherese ruin. They kind of ambushed you with crossbows, and then a mage stepped out and slung some spells, and you guys handled them quite quickly. Gruckvar, where last we left it, you had stepped over the body of the drow mage and cast Speak with Dead. You hear a raspy and you hear a voice. What do you desire from me? And I don't think you speak Undercommon. You speak Undercommon. I was going to say Velen has to translate, but no, you speak Undercommon.
Yeah.
Yep. So, what would you like to ask or say?
I say, I've got some questions for you. And if you're untruthful, then we'll dispose of your bodies in a dishonorable way. So you best be about your best behavior. How did you get in here? Into the Caves of Hunger?
We came up from the Underdark. A tunnel to the west.
What did you come here for?
We came because we wanted to explore the Netherese ruins.
Those dings were just perfect.
Thank you to Sirenscape for the soundtrack.
It's excellent. Flawless. Are you expecting reinforcements from your house?
Yes. We sent for word to them via a sending spell. They are still some weeks away. Most likely.
Have you discovered any treasure while you're here that's not on your person already?
Nothing of particular use at this time.
How do you prefer that your house find your bodies on their arrival?
That's a good question. How do Drow dispose of bodies? I don't know, what do you guys think? What is the burial rite?
I'd say they would wrap them in spider silk and bury them like kind of almost like a mummification type ritual.
Yeah, you know what? I just Googled it and I think you're right.
Oh, that was just a guess.
Dude. Injected with ceremonial poison that mummifies their remains, then they are wrapped in web-like linens. And are kept as reserve food for giant spiders. Okay, I'll skip the last part. Okay. I'm a little creeped out. So, yeah, he would say, wrap our bodies tightly and leave us.
Wrap them tight. You heard what he said.
As you wish. You may depart now, spirit.
You hear this tormenting kind of howl and then this kind of like sucking noise and silence.
Okay. I searched for something we can wrap the bodies in and haul them over to the wall of the sort of parapet area and prop them up against it.
Yeah, you managed to find, I mean, they're wearing cloaks, so you probably would try to wrap as best you can their bodies in cloaks, maybe some twine wrapped around that or something. Okay. And you leave their bodies there.
All right. When I cast that spell, they can, the entire party can hear those responses. Can they not? Or is it only me?
I believe they probably could. I mean, would you rather keep those secret, or what do you think?
No, that's fine. I don't mind sharing that information.
Yeah.
Well, we would still have to speak Undercommon, which I don't at the very least.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So I'll just, as I'm wrapping up the bodies, I'll just kind of explain what I'm doing to the party, and then leave the bodies there.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So the Drow are all kind of laid out.
While I'm doing that, do I find anything on that Drow mage of interest?
I feel like you guys, did you get the loot from him last time or no?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, as I'm reading it, I'm thinking probably not. Yeah, so he's got a spell book, and it's full of spells. I could send you the details if you want. but
I'll pass that to Velen.
yeah, it would be worth something for sure.
Am I not here? Are we not friends? Have we not been with each other for so long? And you give the spellbook to my mortal enemy?
You rejected the last spellbook I gave you.
Velen says,
No, I didn't. I took the spellbook.
mortal
And I took the Codicil de White. I've taken all the spellbooks.
It's a stack of them.
Exactly. He's taken all the
What do you-
spell books.
Yes.
I
because
thought
Because you still have not delivered me the red wizards you have promised.
I sent word. They didn't show.
Well, words are as good as they are out loud as they are in a book. And until the words do the things that they are supposed to, these words shall be mine.
You guys hear a loud boom. And it kind of reverberates and echoes. Velen kind of says, keep the spell book, but I want to look at it later. And she kind of looks around warily.
We all had maybe that classic movie scene where we were all turned with our backs, and then you could just slowly see our heads kind of turning towards.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you find a spell book. There's a half empty bottle of Elverquist, which is Professor Scant would immediately recognize as fine elven liquor. Delicious stuff. So I hear. And he's an orb. I don't think he's tasted things. Yeah, the spell book is black leather. There's also a spider-shaped brooch made of obsidian and engraved with a symbol. Yeah, a symbol of a spider. It would definitely be worth something as well. Looks valuable. And,
Well, I don't think he needs this where he's going. I'll take this myself.
Yep. And the spellbook has black leather covers and pages made from sheets of Trillimac, an underdark fungus.
Okay.
What? Instead of trees, they use fungi for their pages.
Oh, cool.
All right. Yeah. So you guys heard a boom. Pretty hard to tell where it came from. It sounds. I mean, just the nature of the ice in these caverns. Sounds reverberate, carry a long ways, and hard to tell any particular direction.
You send that Alder link out?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. I owe you guys many links here. Let's see. Get this, and I will get the Dryad link for Michael. All right. Rodeo. Make sure I don't put it in the YouTube chat so we get a billion people joining. Oh, there. I am showing the link. Oops. I don't think you can see the whole thing. What a noob. All right, and then let me get that Dryad link for us as well. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and just kind of look around that map. Let me know where you think you might like to head up. The tunnel above you does slope up. All right, so to the north, back into the Remoraz chamber by the looks of the map. And yeah.
It also looks like that one branch of the tunnel we didn't go down is probably where the drow came from. But probably just leads off outside the
Yep. He did say to the
cave
west.
somewhere. Yeah.
I want to look around in this area as well. I know that Dryad kind of looked around briefly, but like inside the, I don't know, is it a tower? Is it a platform? Where the statues are, basically.
Yeah, it is a bit of a raised platform with like a partial wall that's mostly in ruins, and yeah. Let me see if I can give you a better description here. Yeah, much of the building has collapsed, but the front room is intact and also free of ice and frost. The remnants of smashed furnishings suggest that the room once served as a wizard's workshop. Atop a splintered table is a brimstone cube, small enough to hold in one hand. I believe you grabbed that last time, right?
Someone grabbed
the
that
air
cube.
around the cube ripples as it
Oh, I
seems to be
think,
putting out enough dry heat to warm the room. Yeah.
I think Dryad grabbed it.
Okay. Yeah.
If he didn't, then I will. But
Yeah. Sounds good.
I presume. I think he did.
I'm trying to see if they give the name of that cube in terms of inventory management here.
I have it written down as thermal cube.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
But there's nothing else in this particular chamber?
No.
Is there like a closet there or something?
No, I mean there's another kind of room there, but it's partially caved in with ice. So
Okay.
yeah. That's kind of the nature of that room. I believe you guys did find like a little bit of drow poison. And other than that, not much of use here.
Well, it seems as though we have managed to finally find the intruders that the Dryad was speaking of, but they do not seem affiliated necessarily with the with Oriel.
No, simply interlocutors of some kind. I say we check some of the additional passages that we haven't gone down yet, back that lead away from the Dryad's orchard.
Yes, I can't help but agree. We'll need to move quickly, though it does bode well if this. Well, my biggest concern was that when we first arrived and the statue that was, well, at least the head of the statue that said that people had come through here, was speaking perhaps of other members from Oriel's following, and now may simply have been just some meandering drow that had dug their way up from below.
Perhaps.
All right, Dryad, you take the front. Return to the Dryad's glade and then and continue to search the area.
All right, so yeah, you guys are making your way back along this path here. Yes.
Yep. Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, so you managed to do so uneventfully. Here and there, you do hear like a pound, like not a super loud one like you did before, but little bits of disturbance here or there in the air. And you make your way back, and you do see the Dryad as you step back into the grove, and she waves, "Greetings."
Good lady, may I have another pear from your trees?
More than one.
I didn't get any pears either. I could use some more.
She would say, "Well, I did only give 2, and there are 5 of you, so..." She picks 2 more and gives one to Fizwick, Grukvar, and she would offer one to Nikos as well if he wants one.
Your hospitality is kind enough, thank you, but I'll give mine to Fizwick.
As she hands it to Grukvar, she whispers, "You should stay a while." And Grukvar, I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
19.
Okay.
Also, I'm not sure what exactly she's doing, but I have advantage against illusions and being charmed. So
Okay, yeah, it's definitely a
believe that.
charm. So, yeah, but you succeeded anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, you feel like a little bit of like an intrusion into your psyche briefly, as she says, "You should stay a while." But yeah,
Stay a while.
You just kind of see this flicker of kind of like fire flash in her eyes, and yeah.
Well, I'd appreciate your company, but we're on a bit of a tight schedule here, so
Of course.
be best on our way.
Of course. Please, do come back and visit. Yeah, what would you guys like to do from here? You see her kind of flitting between trees, like melting into the bark of one tree, and kind of like just leaves rustling on one tree as she kind of like appears all of a sudden at the top of another, and gives you a nod.
Oh, okay. So is that sort of how she appeared as well when we first arrived? She just sort of emerged out of the tree itself?
Yeah, you didn't
Or the
really
trees?
see that, but yeah, you just saw her kind of walk out of the trees, not like specifically out of a tree like you're seeing now.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I think we'll just go counterclockwise, just corridor by corridor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the north one first then?
No, this one counterclockwise.
South one first.
Oh, that's how kind of
Yeah.
clockwise works.
Okay. Yep,
The way
absolutely.
the clock works, but it's the other way.
Counter to that. Gotcha.
All right, cool. So, yeah, that revealed for you here.
What are these peaches supposed to do?
Well,
If you
somebody
Those are
Dryad
pants.
just
another
did
one,
and
let
got-
me know.
and got some sort of charm.
Wait, what?
He got some sort of ability.
Yeah, if you eat one, let me know. Have you eaten it?
He's consumed all 4 of them, and with an allowed burp.
Okay.
Like simultaneously.
Yes.
Let's see.
Peaches aren't that much. I mean, it's just a pear. You know,
Well,
he's an eater.
I have a sound effect.
Hew it up.
And how many did you eat? 4?
With each peach, Fizwick floats just a little bit higher. Like he's in the Wonka thing. Spinning around with sparkles, apparently, because I hear sparkles.
Definitely sparkles.
You feel your ability to send has faded, and in its place, you feel different like abilities and charms, but you know, basically you get the sense that you can only hold one of these charms at a time. And let's see. The one that lands after eating 4 pears is you now can cast the Vicious Mockery cantrip as an action. The spell save is DC is 15 on that, which is, I know, higher than your normal spell save DC would be. So maybe you can just make a note on your features or something like that. Vicious Mockery. Basically, you get 1 use of that spell. Oh, 3 uses of that spell, actually. That's pretty good. It's a lot better than your 1 use of sending. Okay, Grukvar, did you eat your new pair?
Ate one of them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you can you can cast the Fairy Fire spell, Violet Light only, purple pair.
Oh yeah.
As a bonus action instead of an action, no components required. Once used 3 times, this charm vanishes from you. So Fairy Fire.
All right.
Spell save DC is 15. Not bad. And Fizwick, you are poisoned.
Oh my gosh! Have you guys? You need to look up. Do you know what vicious mockery is?
Yeah, it's good.
I had no idea. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enhancements at a creature you can see within range.
I can't wait to hear Fizwick's Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, that's right up your alley.
Yeah, ooh, there we go. I'm gonna have to sort these out with Nate to make sure it's not gonna get him banned from YouTube.
Yeah, I won't be monetization friendly anymore. Fizwick, you are also poisoned.
Oh, and he just kind of
Yeah.
see him. He's in the corner, barfing a little.
Yep, absolutely.
It's all colored too. What are these? Purple? Yeah.
Yeah, it's purple puke.
In his stomach, it just looks completely. Maybe it even glows a little. Why not?
Yeah. So when you are poisoned, I thought it would be on my condition chart, and it's not.
Would you like to know what poison does?
Yes. Disadvantage on stuff. I'm pulling it up now, but.
Okay, so poisoned, as in 5th edition.
Oh, I do see it.
Gives disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah. So you guys definitely notice Fizwick feeling pretty ill at the moment. All right. So, anyway, are we good for the room description now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Nikos will turn to Fizwick and just say, I probably wouldn't have eaten 4 of them simultaneously.
I mean, you can just see Fizwick nod, and he's knowing this. Even he knows.
Nikos is going to tease Fizwick a little bit and reach into his pouch and pull out like just a fistful of like minced brain, and just.
And just more glowing purple puke just erupts. Just. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I lick my fingers, but instead of a tongue, I have like a literally like an octopus tentacle, like just.
I'm feeling that. The DM's feeling it too. Hold on, let me make a con save here. Huddled together at the west end of this 10-foot-high cave are 4 hunched creatures with spiny backs and sharp claws. Each one stares at you with a single, unblinking eye. Yeah, what would you guys like to do? I will show them on the map here.
Oh, that's
And you do remember the Dryad, in addition to the Drow, she did speak of some one-eyed creatures.
how tall are they?
They're pretty short, like a short, hunched human.
Okay.
Yeah.
I reflexively, as that is what I currently have, hold out some brains.
The Nothics, kind of, that's what they are. They move up to you, Nikos, cautiously. One particular in the lead, and kind of takes it. Would hold out its hand. Would you like plop it into its hand?
I will.
Okay, yeah, and he kind of takes it back to his friends, and they all sniff it a little bit and start kind of, just kind of munching on it with their sharp fangs. Yeah.
Okay.
Are they?
All right,
Are they totally silent, or are they speaking to each other, or?
Yeah, actually, you do see them speaking to one another. You hear Professor Scant say, "Move me a bit closer, and perhaps I can translate."
All right. Velen moves into the room.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just move Dryad out of the way in case others want to come in here too. But
Fizwick's gonna climb up this tree if he can.
Nikos does a double take and just kind of stands like between like where Fizwick is and where the rest are.
You can hear him puking as he goes up layers.
It's
Like-
mostly their
All of a sudden you
speech.
see this.
Their speech is mostly nonsensical, as Professor Scant translates bits and pieces of it to you guys, and he's trying to speak to them and says, "Oh, no, that's not what I meant." And Velen is kind of speaking to Professor Scant, like, "All right, just don't lose your cool now. We want to try to get some information from them." And they're kind of going back and forth, and Professor Scant kind of just blurts out just a bunch of info to you guys after a couple minutes. And go ahead and, if anyone would like to make a wisdom insight check to see if you can kind of parse out any bits from that. Go ahead. Insight check.
25.
Nine.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, Nikos and Grukvar, you guys kind of are speaking with one another a little bit, and perhaps because of your knowledge of magic, both of you are kind of able to piece together the puzzle a little bit here. They speak of a powerful Netherese wizard, art wizard, named Larthus, and who seems to have lost his mind, maybe his body as well. It's a little bit weird and confusing. But they seem to refer to him as a skull.
Oh. Well, we may
they-
have encountered him before.
They also say that in Ythryn, hands made of magical force wander around the city. Additionally, they talk about an object called the Mythalar, which won't function properly as long as the spindle remains in the city. That probably doesn't mean much to you guys, but
As long as
Mythalar.
the spindle remains in the city.
Yeah, I'll spell Mythalar here. I'm probably saying that wrong, but put it in the YouTube chat.
I
Did I
recognize.
make a history? Oh, sorry.
I recognize those creatures from playing Lost Mind of Phandelver, but I don't know if my character would know what they are. But I actually, now that maybe Nikos would have a better idea of what they.
Well, I was going to ask if I
was.
could make a history check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
try and
go ahead.
identify these things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 14.
Yeah, I mean, you get a sense at least of maybe like some vague memory perhaps that these used to be human. That humans could turn into something that resembles this. Maybe it's an old chart from a book that just kind of flashes before your mind of like the stages of transformation or something.
I think these creatures may have once been human. The way that they speak, they must be talking about the city and how it was, or how it is, operating. I think we need to be careful. If they are speaking of a powerful wizard who is who's like kind of a skull, it could potentially mean that we might be dealing with a lich. An evil undead wizard, often coveting power to a point in which they transform their body beyond the scope of life and death. I know that many of the Red Wizards pride themselves on such a ritual and such a process.
Is it
But as
possible
for the... Oh, sorry, go on.
Is it possible that the skull they speak of is one of the ones we encountered earlier? That was floating
Not
at the entrance
likely.
of the caves? No?
Not
No?
likely. The skulls of the undead do not, how do we say this? The flaming skulls, as they were, are dangerous undead, to be sure. But wizards who undergo this process often find it in 2 stages. The first, of course, having their flesh stripped from their bone till they are nothing but skeletons. And then, inevitably, the process matures as they take the form of a demi-lich, a floating skull with great magical powers. And if these floating hands and wards and spells are anything to be concerned about, then all I do is hope that we are only dealing with the flaming skulls we met before. But we should be prepared to face a threat far greater.
Certainly an arch-wizard wouldn't allow itself to be reduced to simply a floating skull. I see what you're saying.
Nikos, one of the Nothics comes up to you and holds its hands out.
I actually don't have any more brains. What do I have? I have... oh, I've got some seal blubber. You want some seal blubber, kid? Here you go. Have some rendered. Yeah, have some rendered fat. There you go.
He takes it eagerly, and they return to their feast around it. And then one of them you see Professor Scant and Velen approach a little closer, and one of them is actually now with a claw writing in the ice. And Professor Scant seems, yes, much better, much easier to understand. Yes. Fascinating. They say that one must perform a ritual to enter Ythryn's central spire. Some kind of ritual, I don't know. They don't really know the details. They also say that there is a scroll in Ythryn that can summon a Tarask. What on earth?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I feel like I have some frost just sort of caked in the inside of me, or it almost sounded like that you had mentioned that there was a scroll that summoned the Armageddon engine.
Yeah, a Tarask, yes. Destroyer of worlds sort of thing. Sounds like a fairy tale to me, but that's what it says.
Nikos ponders deeply. A scroll of the Tarask. Yes, a fairy tale, likely. Something to scare explorers or terrify those who would cross Ythryn's thresholds as enemies. Nothing to be concerned about, I'm sure. But if a ritual is what we need, then are we sure that these creatures do not know what the ritual entails?
I can't make out any details about it, really. And you see him kind of exchanging with the Nothic again, a little more scratching in the icy floor, and just Scant says, I'd throw up my hands if I had any. Don't know. Can't make it out.
You hear a flump at the back, and you see a powdery puff of snow on the ground, and you just hear, I'm fine.
That's good, because we might be going a little deeper into the caverns.
Grokvar doesn't say anything, but has made a note of Nico's expression and the look that went across his face when he heard about the Tarask scroll.
You also notice Velen kind of talking in a hushed voice with Professor Scant. when you had your backs turned, but then, you know, you turned back around and saw a bit of it, maybe.
Have you got something you'd like to say? I didn't quite hear that.
No. We were just talking about which direction to take next. And Velen says, I think we should leave these creatures here before they start asking for more food we don't have.
Agreed.
Perhaps you can take the lead this time, Velen, down the next passageway.
Well, I suppose I've not had a turn in a while. And she goes back out here. And the next path, let's just see here. It is quite a long path. It leads a long way. Let's see here. My fog tool's back. There we go. And I will describe what you see.
Wait, didn't you say Velen was saying something to somebody else?
To Professor Scant, her little orb, who is
And this
doing the
would have been-
translating.
And this would have been something that Nikos and Grekvar didn't hear?
Yeah, I would say no one heard it. Just muttering is all you can hear.
Okay. Fizwick wouldn't have heard him sitting there, like, in the snow, would he?
Fizwick, I'll let you make a perception check. Maybe she wasn't worried about you.
20?
All you hear is, don't tell them.
So, Fizwick would find the time to probably go over to Nikos and...
Nikos, I didn't. When I fell on my ass out of the tree, I don't know what they said, but she said, blah, blah, blah. Don't tell them, blah, blah, blah.
He just kind of like coughs.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go let Grekvar know.
and so Fizwick would do the same and let Grekvar know.
Okay. Thanks for your sharp ears, Fizwick.
Oh, let me.
As we're walking, I want to kind of secretly from behind, Velen. Yes, Velen. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on her.
I think we should just tie her up. Screw it, man. Let's just tie her up. Don't tell them it's never good in a dungeon.
She has to make a wisdom saving throw, I assume?
Yes, she does.
Okay. She rolled a natural 1.
All right. What's on your mind?
She, you sense anger, and specifically she seems angry that you all know about the scroll of Tarask summoning. And yeah, she's frustrated with Professor Scant, who's just a little too professorial sometimes for her taste. Always trying to teach people things that she would rather know herself.
So I'm going to try and poke and prod Velen as we're on our way down what looks to be quite a sizable tunnel, and I'm gonna throw in some leading questions. So Velen, I've managed to have a look at that book. There are some interesting spells in here, but I think maybe some of which you may be able to make use of.
Oh.
I hold out the book that I got from the Drow.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Thank you.
As she goes to grab it, I hang on to it, like I increase my grip and I don't let it go, and I say, "Interesting, this scroll of the Tarask that may be lurking below, isn't it?"
It is. Indeed it is. Sounds a little too terrible to be true, but you know.
Yes.
We'll find out. There's bound to be a lot to plunder ahead.
Of course. But I mean,
just want to say, perhaps I also get my fair share as the one who led you all here. Not that I'm not willing to share with you all, of course.
what does she have in mind, literally?
So you can detect her thoughts still?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the way detect thoughts works is, I just had it up here a second ago. So detect thoughts. For the duration, which is concentration up to a minute, you can read the thoughts of a certain creature. When you cast the spell as your action, on each turn until the spell ends, you focus your mind on any one creature within 30 foot. If the creature... oh, there's actually no saving throw, I think. Oh, no, there is. Here we go. If I want to probe deeper, then they get a wisdom save.
Okay.
You learn the initial surface thoughts, and then as an action, you can shift your attention to another creature or attempt to probe deeper. So we'll say that I'm probing. You gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional states, and if something that looms large in its mind, such as worries over loves or hates. I also learn those. If succeeds, then the spell. If they succeed in their saving throw, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you are probing their mind, and unless you shift attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its actions to make an intelligence test to contest by my intelligence. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts, so the spell is particularly effective as a means of interrogation. You may also use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures that you cannot see. You can search the thoughts 30 foot around you. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 2 foot of rock, 2 inches of any metal other than lead, or a thin sheet of lead can block you. You cannot detect creatures with an intelligence level of 3 or lower. Once detected the presence of a creature in this way, you can read the thoughts for the rest of the duration as per normal, within range. Alright,
Okay.
So basically, she knows that I'm probing around. Because that is a given, regardless of if she succeeds or fails. So we'll say that before, when I was doing the surface thoughts, there's no detection there, but the probe is something that they will sense. So I am forcefully probing. And the question that I was asking was, what is it that she seeks in as compensation for her troubles?
So I'll tell you what she would say first.
Yep.
She would say, I don't know what the city holds, but I have a great interest in objects of magical power. The Arcane Brotherhood being what it is. I just want to make sure that you'll not be keeping everything for yourselves. And then...
And what does she think?
She is thinking, you sense concern, legitimate concern about you all keeping the stuff. And you also sense ambition, for sure. A desire to become great.
Fizwick's
I'm sorry, go on.
Fizwick, as they're having that conversation, he's gonna kind of bump into Velen with a bunch of crumbles in his hand, And as he does that, he's gonna say, "For your owl." But as he bumps into her, it was just a guise to see if he could. He doesn't trust her now. He wants to see if there's anything he can quickly maybe pickpocket that might further lead to her demise here.
Let's see. Yeah, you. Let me just look up like. I wonder if I still have a picture of Velen, by the way. I know we have her token, but I bet I have a picture somewhere here. So there she is.
Also, how attached to Velen are we?
Fizwick's never talked to her. I just realized about 5 minutes ago he's that character in a TV show that is like, did you ever notice the whole movie those two never talk to each other at all?
Yeah.
Alex? Are
There
you
you go.
are you overly attached to Velen?
I feel like, first of all, that I don't feel like she's an necessarily evil person. So I wouldn't feel, Grokvar wouldn't feel right about, murdering her or something, just out of suspicion.
Oh yeah,
and
no.
also-
The question isn't so much will Grokvar, it's will Nikos get the sense that basically Valen's life hangs on the balance of the value that she has to the group.
Yeah.
She has
yeah.
no value to Nikos, especially if she's lying, and especially if she's as ambitious as she claims to be. She has failed the one thing that Nikos has asked her.
Yeah.
Fizwick,
yeah.
he's never seen Fizwick speak to her, so it's only really Grokvar. So basically, if I kill this woman and it's like, oh, what was happening? Yeah, she was lying to us this whole time, versus Grokvar going, no, the love of my life. That's drama Nikos does not want. So it's like
definitely not the love of my life, but I do think that she, of all of us, whether or not she's given us all this information up front, I suspect has the most information about this place that we're going. And so would think that she definitely still must have some sort of use if we're to view her that way, right? So I mean, if you were to kill her, Grokvar would be as frustrated as when you decided to destroy that entire the Righead
The barbarians. Yeah.
Village and all the people there. You know what I mean? It would frustrate him. He would agree with it, but it wouldn't like break my heart.
All right. The last thing I want to probe is
Let me if I could just say,
Okay.
I forgot to have Fizwick roll his sleight of hand check, and then we'll get back to.
Oh yeah, by all means.
15.
You you managed to snag a wand, and yeah, from around her, from one of her pouches.
Does the wand have any markings or any giveaways, or is this just your standard old wand?
Go ahead and you can make an intelligence check if you'd like to.
Oh, at 21, on fire.
Okay. It is a wand of magic missiles. Since you have some magical ability, I'll let you, kind of use that as an identification.
Well, I guess I got a wand of magic missile.
Yeah. Okay, Nikos. I'll let this be kind of your last question before the spell expires, unless you want to use another spell slot.
No. This is the final one. So I grabbed. So I'm still sort of holding the book. Again, there's kind of this tug of war. No, it's not tug of war, but you know what I mean. Like he's holding it firmly as he says, "What do you really want here, Velen?"
And I'm gonna have her make a wisdom save, if that's okay. As
yeah,
you're
by all means.
probing deeper. Okay, she got a 15 on the die. 17 total. Does that?
If it's an insight on my, if it's an sorry, is she resisting my detect thoughts, or is she?
Yeah. So I guess she feels you probing her thoughts. I think, right?
Yep. So if she's trying to dispel it, that means she will need a.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She needs an intelligence check,
Okay.
and it is a.
What was the wisdom save for? Because there was one
The
before.
wisdom save is the wisdom save is for me to get in, but it's an
Oh.
intelligence check to end the spell.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So she'll make an intelligence check. I will roll that. She's got +4 to intelligence. Let's see. Oh, and she got a 17 on the die, so 21.
So that'll disconnect my.
Okay. So she kind of, shuts that down, but she says to you, I'll be completely upfront with you. I wish to rise to prominence in the Arcane Brotherhood. If I can bring back a haul of items that none have ever seen, this will cement my rise. It's as simple as that. I wish you all no ill will. I only wish to work with you to achieve what I want.
I want to make an insight check to see if she's lying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? No? Sorry. My dice got jammed and didn't actually roll anything.
Shoot.
Brilliant. Let me try that again, shall I? Oh, that is a natural 20 with a 23 total.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get a sense of you get the feeling that she's telling the truth. Yep. She truly doesn't seem to wish you all any ill will, but you also don't get the feeling like she cares for you all overly. You know what I mean?
No, the thing I'm looking for is the glimmer of betrayal. You know what I mean? Like, is this person going to backstab us at the last minute?
We got this to watch out for. We know that.
Yes, yeah.
So.
All right.
The
So
other thing she says
Hey.
is, I want you to know, I did send word to our Red Wizard friends. They didn't show, but they could be running late. They could show up at any moment, and I want you to know, for what it's worth, I trust you all more than I trust them. Their ambition knows no ends. And the rivalries within the Arcane Brotherhood are often more intense than rivalries with those outside of it.
Nikos will lean forward and kind of get very uncomfortably close. And as he does, hearing the way she's talking about the Red Wizards, he leans and he says, "Do not forget that when you speak of them, you also speak of me." And I release the book, and I'll go back to falling in line as we progress.
Mm-hmm.
I will not kill her yet.
All right, cool.
Very
that
tense moment. All
yeah,
right.
that was good stuff. All right, so you guys continue your march down this path, and let's see here.
I think that was the part of the movie too, where you just realized, you're not who you say you are. I don't think any of us thought she was just a good guy, right? Did we?
Yeah, I
She's
don't.
gonna screw us all along. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever misled any of you. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yep. But I think you've always kind of
more of a business partner than a friend.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, I had never caught her in any sort of treachery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And also, when the context of her mumbling to Professor Scant to don't tell them that, just made me think that she wasn't saying I don't want them to have this special knowledge that only I should have necessarily, but rather like that's too dangerous of information just to put that out there.
Or don't tell them about the surprise party.
Well, maybe.
Or-
I even thought like her distrust of us was similar to like my distrust of Nikos when his eyes glimmered at the sound of Scroll of the Tarask. Do you know what I mean?
There was a glimmer.
I feel like at the same time, it's you can definitely trust Nikos to do exactly what he's gonna do. Like, I mean,
That's
think
what
about
I'm-
evil
that's what I'm-
people. You know what evil people are gonna be up to? They're gonna be up to evil, right? It's the good people you can't trust because they're the guys. You know, no one goes, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll be evil and then I'll be more evil, right? No one does that. But good guys, they're like, I'm gonna be good, and then they're like, oh, evil sounds pretty fun. They're the guys you can't trust.
I feel like Nikos though has showed these kind of more complex than that. Just him just being evil. Do you know what I mean? In terms of the way he's dealt with certain things or certain people. So
Oh, Nikos is evil. He's just smart. Like, there's a
Okay.
big difference. A smart evil person is somebody who knows how not to get paladins chasing them down.
okay.
Yeah, like me helping the homeless and stuff like that. That's not because I'm good. That's because I like money.
Well, the homeless don't have money to give you.
No,
But they do have brains.
Nikos is playing
but-
the long game.
Okay.
But heroes are willing to spend mad dosh on like villages and taverns that are altruistic.
Yeah, every time Nikos is doing this, I'm just thinking, playing the long game.
Such a long game, yeah. Yep.
All right, so you guys make your way down this long, icy corridor. You're probably walking
A very
for
long
about
corridor.
3 to 5 minutes, you do hear, some yelling up ahead, and Velen seems to quicken her pace a little bit, but it's still like, kind of looking back at you all as you tiptoe out and out into the open, and the tunnel opens into a vast grotto enclosed by gleaming ice. Consigned to this frozen sepulcher is a fantastic city sculpted by ancient magic and illuminated in a haunting way by green and purple lights that shed no warmth. The city is slightly tilted, its spires leaning away from you as though recoiling from your presence. You stand atop a causeway of frost-covered ice that stretches toward the city like the dead, frozen tongue of some hideous behemoth out of whose mouth you've just stepped. On the edge of this icy causeway before you, you see a huge creature, and it's holding a hammer, and it has just been turned to stone by a smaller figure beneath it. The figure on the left is the one that has been turned to stone. You see two figures in robes that have just defeated it. And you also see three shirtless, what look like tribesfolk of the Reged Glacier turn to you, all 5 of them. What would you guys like to do?
So you said there's a smaller person there. Is that person like the size of an average human? And then the creature turned to stone was really, really big?
Exactly. This thing is probably about 2 to 3 times as big as it's pictured here relative to the humans.
And then there's those 2 humans and then also these tribal people.
Mm-hmm. Velen immediately says, she looks back to you and says, "It's them. It's Ivera and Asbara."
Nikos, sorry, I'm trying to remember my own backstory here. I recognize these people because these are the people that I came with, right? Like, to Icewind Dales?
So you did not come to Icewind Dale with them, but rather you would probably recognize them from Thay. I'm assuming, depending on how much memory you have of that. And these are the two that, when you did the Speak with Dead spell with the dead Red Wizard, who was caught and burned at the stake, these were the two that he spoke of, who were also in Icewind Dale.
Right. And what were their names?
Ivera of Thay, and the other one is Asbara, Azbara, and he is. Velen would immediately kind of relay the information. She's the leader. The one with the female on the right. And then the other one is a male, the one with all the flowing robes there. And she says,
Nikos will, through clenched fists, step forward.
and Velen steps forward with you and kind of raises a hand. Go ahead.
Nikos, from this point on, Nikos will be speaking Thayan. Which obviously he'll translate a little later on, but he'll say he'll exchange a noble greeting between the Red Wizards.
And they step forward, confused, and they say, "Velen, who is your friend?"
I look to the so who spoke? Was that Asbara?
That was Ivera on the right.
Ivera. You must be Ivera. Come now, surely your manners have not degenerated from being surrounded by all of this ice that you know better than to speak to your superiors.
She is kind of peering under your cowl, confused.
I reach up and I'll pull back my headdress, revealing the tattoos under the purple and sort of bulbous skin of the Mind Flayer affliction.
Yeah, and she immediately kind of like pulls out like a hand. You see beginning to form a motion, and then stopping and pausing a moment. And she says, "Velen, what is the meaning of this? You didn't tell us." And Velen kind of steps back.
I'm gonna cast a spell on her as she speaks. She will need to make me a wisdom save.
Okay. And oh boy, let me see here. You see Asbara as you are beginning to cast this spell, is going to try to cast Counterspell, her friend.
Okay.
So, before she makes her wisdom save, if the spell is of 3rd level or lower,
It is not.
okay, it is going to fail. If it is 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spell casting ability, which for you I think is
Intelligence.
intelligence.
No,
Okay.
charisma, because I'm not a wizard anymore. Yeah. Okay.
The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
So I need to get a 9 on my roll. Okay.
Well, is it a 9th level spell?
Oh, it's a 4th level spell.
Okay, so then it's 14. Oh yeah, because you're yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I get a 17, so that's fine.
Yeah, so you see, Asbara kind of like motioning, and
I'm just gonna keep. It's like I'm gonna kind of force as the counterspell kind of kicks up. I'm just gonna kind of force more magic into the spell and almost like force Asbara out, as it were.
Yeah.
Causing the counterspell to shatter as I keep going.
All right, awesome. And now Ivera is going to make her wisdom save. And she got a 6 plus 4? No, plus 2. So yeah, probably going to fail.
That will not do it. So Nikos, as he raises his hands, all he does is he gestures and then does this. And she is unable to speak through my compulsion spell.
Okay. Nice.
As
All right.
Nikos then steps forward, he says, "Now I spoke to you once already, yet you continue to show me this rudeness. Do you no longer see me as your countryman? Do you no longer see me for what I truly am?" And Nikos tears at the cloth over his mouth, revealing kind of the slit down his throat. He sort of has his full face in view as he steps forward. "Then perhaps I should enlighten you. I am the apprentice to the Red Wizard Orok from the noble house of Saturn. I am Tomalios, lost son of Thay. And you will no longer disrespect me." And Nikos will sort of like, because basically keeping your mouth shut, like, you know, like as firmly as possible, he'll sort of allow her to speak.
They're both honestly just speechless, and she says, "Stop this. Velen, we're supposed to be on the same side. Let us work together." And Valen's just kind of steps back and says,
As
"We will see."
As she yet again addresses Velen instead of addressing Nikos, Nikos turns to one side, and I'm going to unleash a vitrolic sphere at Ivera.
All right. And yep, that is going to be basically like part of a surprise round, we'll say, and then let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Could I potentially see if it? I mean, it probably won't, but if it
absolutely.
does wipe her out, I'd like to obviously keep that role play because I then want to start addressing Asbara as perhaps you will not be so disrespectful, you know. And yeah, I just want to see if it'll work. So she needs to make a deck saving throw.
Okay. Dex save. She rolled a 2 plus 5. 3 is 5.
Okay, that will absolutely fail. Okay, so I have lots of damage. So one moment. I'm also going to use my meta magic to change the type of magic to cold. Actually, no, I'm going to turn it to fire because he's probably not going to be. She's probably not going to have fire resistance in the cold. Okay. So that is 36 points of damage.
Okay. And what does that look like?
So basically, as Nikos turns around, he creates this other gesture as he clenches his fist, and you watch as kind of around Ivera's feet, this circle of runes begin to appear, glowing bright with red. As the runes themselves starts to pull off the ground, they seem towards the center of her mass and form this sphere that just sort of expands outwards and coats her in flame. It seems more liquid than behaving like fire. It clings to her body and continues to burn.
Awesome. Yeah, and you know, kind of get this like through clenched teeth, eyes wide, as you know, you've caught her by surprise, and she's looking to Velen angrily, and then her rage turns back to you. And let's go ahead and roll initiative.
20.
18.
All right.
All right, that is a 21. And for our dear friend Dryad. Nope, I can't roll that, so I have to roll it manually. So bear with
Maybe
me.
Dryad can just go on your turn, Nikos, if that's cool.
Okay, sure.
Just keep things simpler for you.
Yep.
Okay, so it'll be Nikos, Fizwick, Grukvar, Nikos and Dryad, and then Fizwick, then Grukvar, and then it will be. I'll have Ivera and Asbara go on the same turn, and then the barbarians, tribesfolk, got a 1.
Oh yeah, I
on their
forgot
initiative
about
roll.
them. Ooh.
I,
All
Of
right.
course, I've seen what's happened to tribes people before in combat situations, so I'm a little bit more confident.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Good. Well, we're gonna leave you on a cliffhanger, folks, and take a short break so I can set up the combat and get the map ready and all that stuff. And we'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes, and see what happens here. Nikos in the showdown at last against the red wizards he has been seeking. All right. We'll be back, folks. Thanks for joining us. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us. We're back. We got a battle on our hands, and we are going to be getting underway with that. We rolled initiative before the break. Before we do, and let me. There's a little map for us. Distances are somewhat loose here. Ignore the scale. I figure probably our tokens are, maybe one of these tokens would be 10 feet wide. Should probably be 5. So anyway, but we do see the city of Ythryn awaits. But first, a battle with the Red Wizards. Before we get on with that, I do want to thank our sponsor once again, Hero Forge. Check them out at heroforge.com. There's a link in the video description. Get building the characters you dream about. Bring them to life with Hero Forge's awesome tools. So, here we are. We rolled initiative. You can see that I basically put you guys in a line with Nikos and Velen a little bit out front. And then we have Ivera on the left, Ivera of Thay, and Asbara, her male companion, on the right. The icons here are basically, they look like reghead barbarians, tribesfolk. Shirtless. They have a more kind of wild, unkempt look to them. And you notice that their weapons appear to be made of Chardolin. All right. Nikos, you are up first in combat, and you can go ahead and do Dryad as well, in whatever order you desire. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. She rolls a natural 1, which is a total of 5. Dang, I'm rolling terribly. This might be over fast. Okay. Okay. Got it. Sweet. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as Dryad approaches, definitely can see some blackish legions on the barbarian's face, and kind of a hollow look in its eyes. Yeah. Oh no. I think our players are muted, and I apologize.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, guys. So Nikos had done some. He cast. What was it, Nikos?
I cast Stunning Pulse, which is my mind Gratal ability on Ivera, which just basically just looks like me just launching this psychic attack, which dealt 14 points of damage.
Yes, there we go. And then Dryad is now approaching. And there was also a little bit of smack talk there about Nico saying, you know, she clearly does not respect me. How about you, to Asbara? So
Yep.
Michael's got a good point, not to break. Can everybody hear everybody okay? Yeah.
I think
Hello,
I
check, one,
had
two.
all of you guys muted. But yeah, let us know how the levels sound. Thank you for the all caps there, Patrick. That's what caught my attention.
All right. Yeah, Dryad steps forward, and as he does, before charging, as far as I've moved him on the map, he is going to throw his spear, or throw the trident. Sorry.
Yep, awesome.
Which is he rolled a natural 1. Does he have any hero points or inspiration?
He probably has a point of inspiration.
Well, sorry, but I'm going to use it because
I say go
because
for it.
I don't want him to throw the magic trident off the cliff. That's better. 25 to hit.
All right, that is going to hit. Yes.
Wow, what a turnaround. Woo!
Yeah, so Dryad takes a few steps forward and throws this massive trident towards the barbarian, which does 1d6 plus 5, which is a glorious max damage of 11. As he then finishes his movement near the barbarian that he's impaled, and he's going to try and grab the trident.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so this barbarian just kind of, cries out in pain. And yeah, he moves up and manages to get his trident back. Okay. That brings us to Fizwick.
Fizwick is gonna run up behind Nikos, and Nikos is gonna feel these hands, little tiny hands right on his butt, and Fizwick is gonna cast mage armor on him, and you just see this big light and sphere envelop Nikos all around him, providing him with his AC gets plus 13, plus its dexterity modifier. Fire.
Oh, I think he might already have a higher armor class. Is that right? 13 plus dex. Is your current AC higher? Because you have the cloak of protection.
With
I was
my cloak of
hoping
protection.
Maybe this is a bad idea. I was hoping to like jack him up, and then if he knew he got jacked up, I thought he would be like summoning.
Well, I mean, if
Shit.
Nate's happy, if Nate's happy to, I'm happy to say that my mage armor is worn off by now. Which,
Yeah. Oh, you had cast it earlier, but
yeah.
okay. Yeah. No, I would say then yeah, it's worn off by now. So if this will help, then definitely take it.
Yeah. I mean, quote unquote, it technically lasts 8 hours, but I think Fizwick's description is like freaking sick as hell. So no, I'm gonna definitely take that.
Fizwick says a bonus action. He's gonna roll back, and as he rolls, he's gonna kind of go between Grukvar's legs, and he's gonna kind of get right behind him, and just try to see if he can evade, hide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say there's enough like chunks of ice on this thing that you could like dip into a low spot behind a chunk as well, and behind Grukvar. So go ahead and make a stealth roll.
$26.
Okay. You feel like you're pretty well hidden. All right. That brings us to Grukvar. Grukvar, what would you like to do?
Grukvar is going to. What is the general spacing of those combatants in front of us? Like, are they within like 20 feet of each other?
I would say probably more like 30.
30 feet?
Around.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
On. Can I get around all of the tribal people, and who would be among them there? The guy.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably get, we'll say you could get 4 of them in.
Okay.
So it just depends. You want the right side or the left side, kind of.
I'll just do the right side because I feel like Nikos is working on the left side there already.
Yeah.
Sufficiently. So, each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And then if it fails that, any attack against that affected creature has advantage if the attacker can see it and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Okay. And do they take any damage?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I got an 18 for the first barbarian, and Asbara got an 11, and okay, I got 18 for the second barbarian, and a 19 for the third barbarian. So
Okay, all the barbarians are unaffected, but Asbara is.
okay. So
So
Asbara
Asbara
is
is out-
outlined in.
Outlined in purple light, and any attack against Asbara has advantage. And
Okay.
Asbara can't hide himself by becoming invisible because you'll still see them.
Okay. Yep. So just remember that attacks against Asbara have advantage, guys. All right. That brings us to Ivera and Asbara now.
Actually, before you do that,
yeah, go ahead.
can I move? I want to move Drekvar forward as far as he can go. Let's say maybe it's like that far. I don't know. And then Velen casts hold person on Avara.
Oh yes, Velen. Okay, cool. So Asbara has to make a save, I assume,
A
or
wisdom saving throw.
all right. Got a 17 on the die, which is a 17.
I believe that I actually don't have my Velen sheet.
Oh, you know what? I sent it to you in the Zoom chat up above,
Did
but I
you?
still have
Okay.
it open.
I have. Then guess what? I have it now.
Okay. Cool.
And my DC spell save is yeah, she succeeds. It's
Okay.
14.
I'm rolling good on my saving throws. On this turn, I guess. But man, all right. Let's see if I can do something here.
Nate,
Okay, it's all yours.
can I throw the familiar into this to distract him? And I don't know when to do that because I didn't know if it needed
Yeah.
a turn.
Absolutely.
Can I let
Yeah,
you
you could just
decide?
do that
Can I
on
let
your
you-
turn.
Can I just let you decide? Just I reached out to Federo and just said, try to like do it at the right moment, and you can, because it's
Sure.
not supposed to be done on my turn, from what I know. It's actually separate from me entirely.
So Federo flies up to the berserker that what's his Dryad is in front of, and just kind of dive bombs it a little bit, trying to stay at its back. All right, cool. And then and so Dryad will get advantage on his next attack against the barbarian. So Ivera is going to. Does she get to repeat her saving throw at the end of her turn? Is that how it goes, Nikos?
Yes, she does, and she then takes 4d4 damage from being on fire.
Okay, yep. So you can go ahead and roll that damage, and I will roll her saving throw. Is it dexterity or
Intelligence.
intelligence? Okay. Oh man. Oh, I was like, she's got a -1. I was looking at the barbarian. That does not make any sense for a red wizard to have a -1 intelligence. All right, here we go. She got a 13 plus 4 is 17.
17 would be enough. She then takes 16 points of damage.
Oof, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you see these flames licking her, and she just cries out with rage. And, yeah. And that's at the end of her turn, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay, so she doesn't get to do anything else, but she just kind of takes one step forward and says, Those that are cast out of Thay cannot return. You are nothing. And she just takes one step forward towards you, Nikos. All right. And that brings us to Asbara. And Asbara is going to... Let's see
That
here.
was the one I was trying to distract. I was trying to distract the mages with the familiar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yep. So yeah, advantage on an attack against Asbara, just so you guys know. Next attack. All right. Asbara is going to just mumble some words and cast Fireball. This has a each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere on that point must make a dexterity saving throw. So I'm going to say that's going to be Nikos, Grukvar, and Velen. And so that's a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 14.
I got a 15. And...
And then Grukvar, you can roll separately for Velen if you don't mind.
That's a dexterity saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
12, I failed it.
Okay. And then Velen.
Velen, let's see here. +1. She gets a 20.
Okay. So anyone who got a successful save, well, I guess first the failed save for Grukvar will be 25 points of damage, and anyone who made it will take 12 points of damage. So yeah, this fireball just kind of scorches towards you all, and then Asbara is just going to move back behind this barbarian here. And Ivera glances back at him like, "What are you doing?" Feeling a little more exposed at the moment.
Wait, Asbara moved?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That
brings us to the barbarians, actually, but go ahead.
I was going to say, I'd like to remind everyone that my Inspiring Leadership has given them temp hit points of 13 from earlier.
Oh.
So if you hadn't used that already, yeah, just to remind people.
Yep, that's good. I forgot about that too. So yeah, 10 hit points, kind of, and that can go above your total, and then now you would subtract any damage from that.
I've got 69 hit points.
It is the number that Fizwick deserves. All right. Next up, these tribesfolk will step forward here. The first one is going to attack Dryad, and he's got like a flail made of Chardolin, and he swings it and gets a 14 to hit, which I don't think is a hit.
Nope.
Okay. The second one is going to step up and attack Dryad as well, and is going to roll again with a flail. 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And that is going to be 9 damage, and he must make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Constitution saving throw of 22.
Okay, yep, that makes it. And then, oh, and I forgot, Fizwick, don't forget you're making rolls with disadvantage because you're poisoned. All right, and then that brings us to the last one. The last one is not going to be able to get to you without dashing, so it's going to step up to Nikos, but it has to use its dash, so it will not act. All right, that is going to end their turn. Nikos, you have a berserker in your face. What would you like to do?
Let's stunning blast again, shall we? This time, as it has been made very clear that the others wish to engage in a fight, I'm going to include everyone into the check, presuming that Asbara is within 30 foot.
Mm-hmm. Asbara would not be, since they're like basically each token is about 10 feet, so we would say probably Asbara not, if you're trying to go for the one in front of you.
Yep. Oh well, yeah, I'll include the one in front of me, but mostly Vera's the focus here. So you know, if I don't get Bara, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would say you can get Ivera and the other tribesfolk.
Yep, cool. All right, I am going to need them to make me intelligence checks.
All right, the tribesfolk get 3, 17, and 13, 12.
17 will pass and halve the damage.
Okay, and then Ivera, intelligence saving throw, 20.
She is fine, but she will take half damage.
Okay.
So anyone who failed is stunned and take full damage. Everyone who succeeded takes half, but is not stunned.
Okay.
So that's 21 points of damage to those who failed, and 10 points of damage to anyone who passed.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Asbara. Oh, sorry. Asbara was not there. It's the berserkers I need to worry about here. So one of them takes 20, and we'll just say that's the one that's already damaged in front of Dryad. And now the other 2 will take 10. All right. All right, very good. So that one in front of Dryad is now stunned. And that brings us... Oh, anything else you'd like to do, Nikos? Oh, Dryad's turn.
Oh,
very least.
yeah. Nikos is fine and dandy. So is the one in front of Nikos stunned?
No, it is actually the one in front of Dryad that is stunned.
And what about the one in the middle?
The one in the middle is not. The only one that's stunned, I'll just put a condition marker on him here.
Didn't, well, I thought two of the barbarians got stunned.
Let's see here. I rolled, I think only one of them got a 12, but how do you see the full log of rolls on D&D Beyond? Do you guys know? I can only see the last 3.
On the top right-hand side, oh, sorry,
Game log? Game log, I see it. Okay.
Yep.
Charlene Berserkers. No, you're right. A 3 and a 12. So those both failed, right? So yeah, let's make the one in front of you stunned as well.
Okay, cool. In which case, Dryad is going to rip out the trident from one of the barbarians off to the side, and is going to go for a raging smash at the one there.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So. That is a 22 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right. That is. Oof, minimum damage of 8.
Okay.
As he stabs that one.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use extra attack to go at it again.
Yeah, do it.
14?
14 hits.
Nice. All right. And that is 12 damage.
All right. That takes it out. So is this with his trident or what?
That is with the trident. So basically, he's just ripped it out of the one that he had thrown it at, and then swung like this big arc over his head, slapping the side of the trident across the jaw before then thrusting it backwards and forwards into its chest.
Nice, yeah. And it just kind of crumples to the ground there, and just this hollow look in its eyes just remains, kind of staring up at the greenish hue of this icy ceiling. All right.
Oh, sorry, I was targeting the non-stunned one.
Oh, it was. Okay. That one is still up. Were both the attacks against it?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Oh man, shoot. Okay. So we'll make this one. This one was number 1 here. And okay. Yeah. And okay, so that one is still up. and both attacks against B2 or B3 there hit for a total of 20 damage. 12 and 8. Okay.
What?
Cool. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Fizwick, you are up.
Can Fizwick uses Misty Step to sneak behind Asbara? Hop up right behind her.
Yeah. And is Misty Step a full action or a bonus action?
It, I believe, is a full action. That would.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a second level spell.
Okay, absolutely. So what's the range on that?
30 feet. So
Ooh,
that's
I don't
what
think
would
you're going to be able to make it. I think you could probably make it behind the Berserkers, but not Asbara.
What about Ivera?
Yeah, we'll just go for it.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna go behind Ivera,
Yep.
and I'm going to, if this lands, I'm gonna add my 8 points of Fury of the Small damage,
Uh-huh.
and I'm hoping, can I sneak stab her?
Well, you can't, because Misty Step is an action, you can't, you wouldn't also be able to stab her.
What's the point of it being Misty then? Sneak.
It's usually more of like an escape thing, but you can absolutely use it to like, yeah. I would say that she probably would not see you, and you would have advantage on your next attack. Also, I forgot, yeah, advantage against all the ones that are outlined in purple right there.
But I wouldn't get stealth damage.
You would next turn.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Guess that's it.
Okay. Yeah, and since you normally have disadvantage, but you are hidden and Fairy Fire, I'm going to say you still have advantage on the next attack against her.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
With
Let's...
the poison, that probably makes no advantage, right? It just equals out.
No, you would still have advantage because it's kind of like
okay.
double advantage plus 1 disadvantage. I don't
Okay.
think that's rules as written, but we're going to go with it.
Cool. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, Grukvar, you are up. And by the way, the hawk is still just kind of flying around Asbara, annoying.
How
Go ahead, Grukvar.
far is Asbara from me, would you say?
I would say you could get to her in 1 move.
Okay, like in hundreds of feet or in like tens of feet, how far would you say? Like,
Oh,
am
probably-
I within like 100 feet of Asbara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're definitely close enough to move up to her if you want to.
Okay, well, I can't because I'm a slow-moving fellow, but I'm gonna
Okay.
get clear. I'm gonna get a clear shot here
Yeah.
and fire a guiding bolt at Asbara.
All right. That does have advantage, so go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, I've got a 19 and a 12. Do either of those make contact?
Okay, before you do that, actually, Asbara is going to, once again, seeing that Ivera is hurting seriously, like just, she looks ragged and beat up, is going to try to cast Counterspell as you do this, try to save his friend from what could be an untimely death. So, go ahead and make I believe it's, oh, no, your spell automatically fails if it's a spell of 3rd level or lower.
I upcast that spell.
Okay.
Does that matter?
So, if it is a 4th level spell or higher,
That's
then
what I-
the DC is 14, and you need to make an ability check using your spell casting ability.
Okay. 25.
Okay, yeah, you easily make it.
Okay. All right. That is. Let's see. I'll make sure I'm in the right column here. $25 points of damage.
25?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. That is going to kill Ivera. Whew. So what does this look like?
Avera glows brightly upon impact of this guiding bolt, and so brightly that you see His or her?
Her.
Her eyes. Oh, wait a second. Is Asbara or Ivera?
Well, I thought you were going for Avera, but maybe you were going for Asbara.
I was going for Asbara.
Oh, my bad. All right. So it does not kill Asbara.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take
so
back
yeah,
my
he takes a lot of
description.
damage. You know, I'm now like playing Rewind in my head, and I'm like, yep, you definitely said Asbara. So
That's
my
why
bad.
I moved so I could get around that.
I heard
Yep.
Ivera. They're so confusing.
I should not have named them both Ara Ira. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. I have control of these things. I'm the dungeon master. Anyway. The guiding bolt spell does 25 damage, yes?
Uh-huh.
All right.
And
Sweet.
the next attack on Asbara has advantage, but I guess Fairy Fire already does that, so.
Well, he didn't have Fairy Fire, but he did have the Hawk distracting him, so that would have.
I see. Okay.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of wires crossed here.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of advantages and disadvantages.
Okay.
All right, sweet. So that brings us next to Ivera and Asbara. Oh man, Ivera is going to cast Globe of Invulnerability. A faintly shimmering barrier springs into existence in a 10-foot radius around her. Sorry, this is funny to me. Because Fizwick is right behind her. Any spell of 5th level, but she doesn't know it. Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot. Yeah, okay. So, you see this kind of like shimmering barrier spring into existence around her as she kind of like takes a knee in this within this barrier. All right, and then
She takes 5d4 damage from the fire.
okay. Oh gosh. All
There's
right,
fire in
go ahead and
here?
roll that.
There's fire in here.
She's been on fire since the opening volley.
I know what I'm doing. I got this.
Well,
13
okay.
damage.
How does that work if she? What was that spell?
So the spell was a transmuted. Let me just double check.
Yeah.
It was a transmuted vitrolic sphere.
Vitrolic sphere. So it continues to do damage, and that's not the one that stunned her, was it?
No, that wasn't the one that stunned her. That was my stunning pulse.
Yeah. So you point at 1 foot diameter. Yep. On a failed save, creature takes.
Oh,
10.
sorry, no, it only does it once. My apologies. It doesn't linger.
Okay. All right. Cool. So. Okay. Sweet. So.
I
Still
was
up.
mistaking for,
No worries.
For caustic brew, which does linger.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so she casts that. Asbara is going to. Oh boy, what will Asbara do? Already used his reaction to counter spell. He has 1 3rd level spell slot yet left, and I think Asbara is going to cast Fog Cloud. And it is basically going to cover his location. And so you see a fog cloud spring into existence, basically here. And that is his action. And you all cannot see him. Let's see here. To move to the DM screen, make him disappear. Okay. And that is his turn. Now the berserkers will attack. First one is going to attack.
Stunned.
Oh yes, all 3 of two of them are stunned.
One
Yep.
one in front of Dronyaj. Between Dronyaj and Grokvar is still unstunned.
Yep. Sweet. Okay. So That one will attack Grukvar. If I can find my encounter, there it is. Okay. And
What does
that
the
will
purple
be
ring around that barbarian signify?
Fairy fire.
Fairy
How long does
fire.
that last?
I see. Okay. Are you asking me how long it lasts?
Yeah.
Up to a minute.
Okay, yeah, so it would definitely still be in effect for him. All right, so he is going to attack Grukvar with his Chardolin Flail. And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
It's a miss.
All right. And that is all he's going to do. Oh, I forgot to roll this one thing for him too, though. Okay. D6. Oh, I forgot. He gets advantage because he's reckless.
Oh, okay.
Gonna try again. 16 again. All right. There we go. That is it for the... Oh, and do the other barbarians get to make a save
Yeah.
to try to get unstunned?
They do. At the end of their turns, they get to make an intelligence save to try and unstun.
Okay, so the first one gets a... Oh, it was a 1, but it rolled over to a 6. No. The second one gets a 17.
17 will do it.
Okay. So, that is number 2. That is unstunned. Still fairy fired. All right. There we go. That brings us to the top of the order. Nikos and Dranyaj.
All right. Nikos is going to do something dramatic and will likely get attacked for it. So I'm going to stop moving around and then out of the range of the barbarian that's there.
Yep. Oh, yeah, so opportunity attack. Because he's not stunned anymore. Yep. All right, that is going to be a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, that's going to be 7 damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw as he strikes you with this Chardolin Flail.
That's good. That is a 19 on my save.
You make the save. All right. And what
Okay.
would you like to do next?
So Nikos again is just staring at Avera as he's hit. He kind of barely glances towards the injury on his flank as he's been hit. I want to kind of do this more for flavor wise than anything else, but I mean maybe we'll see.
Now remember the barrier around her.
Nikos pulls out a small cube and twists it. And so, a similar aura appears around Nikos, one that does not permit spells to permeate the barrier. As I pass through the invulnerability towards Ivera, I stand over Ivera, who is on her knees, and say, "You see? It seems as though you do know how to show the proper decorum. But I wanted you to know that even with your magics, they are nothing before me. And I do not need spells to prove that I'm better than you." And I want to take my fist and basically just try and wail at her, just like smash her straight in the jaw.
Yep. And she looks up at you and says, "End it." And yeah, you just reel back and go ahead and make that attack roll.
That is a unarmed strike. Don't know why I even put that in here. That is a 24 hit.
That hits.
All right. And that is a 6 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hurts her. I'm gonna say she's prone now, laying on the ground, just blood oozing from her face.
Oh, actually,
and onto the ice.
Actually, would you mind a slight retcon?
Yeah, I don't.
Instead of my fist, could I use my tentacle?
Absolutely.
Excellent. I will use my tentacle instead. Because that'll be much more than a D3 plus my pathetic strength. That is 13 points of damage.
Okay. your tentacle lashes out and just whips her across the face, and you hear her neck snap as she falls to the ice, motionless. And yeah, anything else you'd like to add to that, Nikos? I should have let you describe the death.
Oh, that's
blow,
perfect.
perhaps.
That's exactly that was literally like in sync. That was exactly how I was gonna describe what happened. Nikos straightens up his shirt and sort of once again turns to the direction that Asbara was in. And I'm gonna basically finish however much movement I can towards the fog and watch as it sort of just gets eaten away by this cube of magic. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be in that square. I don't know if he's not, but he looks to he just shouts out. It's like, final warning.
Yep. All right. You don't hear anything in return. All right. That brings us to Dranyash. What will you have him do, Michael?
Let's see. Dryad is going to spear the number 3.
Mm-hmm.
As he takes up this large trident and thrusts, yes, with a 22.
All right. Yeah, that definitely hits.
And a glorious 9 points of damage as he and then kind of leans back to try and lift this this guy off the ground.
Okay. Yep. And I think you get another attack. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Go ahead and make that.
And as he kind of lifts this this barbarian off the ground, he's gonna twist his shoulders and then drive the barbarian back into the ground with another 22.
Yep.
There we go. For 11 points of damage.
He had exactly 11 hit points.
Nice. Is it just me, or did Dryad used to do more damage? Am I doing something wrong?
I'm not sure if. I mean, that seems like a fair amount, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
Does
sure.
the rage increase the damage he creates?
I know I added it. It increases it by +2, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he would do 2 attacks, but those were hand axes. They're not magical weapons.
Enlarge?
Yeah.
And there
So
was
maybe-
enlarged sometimes too. Yeah.
Is the trident also a +2 weapon?
It is, but that's also been included.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems within the realm of
Ooh, what
Dranyage
about
damage.
this? What about
I-
what about one of his feats? Doesn't he have some feats he took?
He does one for the slasher. When he hits a creature and deals slashing damage, he can reduce the speed of the target by 10 foot. And critical hit, when he scores a crit, he grievously wounds it, and it has disadvantage on all attacks.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm just sort of I hope I'm playing him right, because I feel like I feel like there's more that Dryad tends to
Yeah.
hero do.
He does his ghost water dive quite a bit too, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to Fizwick.
Fizwick's gonna. I got a good description if this works out the way I think it will. He's
Yeah.
gonna try to sneaky stab this woman in this bubble.
Oh, she's dead.
Son of a. Well,
Sorry.
well,
Good news. You're freed from the bubble.
The bubble is
Will-
gone.
What sounds like
Will, do
fun
you-
now? What's
Do you mind if I set you up?
Go for it, man. Roll it.
Nikos will just hold out the cube,
Mhm.
and he'll just say, "Get him."
And
The cube is an
Fizwick-
anti-magic aura, so you can go into that fog and you'll find him.
Yep. So, yeah. So if you step into the fog, I'm gonna move you a little more. The fog clears, and you see Asbara running with his back to you right there.
Nice. I'm not concealed anymore, though, right?
You are. You know what? You are unseen by Asbara, technically.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna try to take a shot at the with my short bow.
Yep, and I'm gonna say you don't have advantage, but it cancels out your disadvantage from being poisoned. So go ahead and make that attack.
Okay, 17 to hit.
That hits.
Awesome. Let's do
Add some sneak attack damage to that.
9. Sneak. The sneak. There it is. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. With all my Fury of the Small and everything stacked together, it's 34 points.
Oh my goodness. What does this look like? Asbara is fleeing, and how does this arrow take him down?
It's your Robin Hood arrow where it kind of just travels with the arrow all the way down, and you got the like mage, and he's doing his and it just right in the face and just done.
Yep.
Bumps right over and slides. There's like an obnoxiously long like little slide from the momentum.
Yep, slides right
blood.
into the body of a fallen berserker over there, as well as the giant thing.
There we go. It's come full circle.
Yeah, and you do now see Fizwick. There is a dead berserker that was smashed by this huge creature here, which is now turned to stone. All right, that ends Asbara. The berserkers are still up. Gruckfard, is your turn. Oh, anything you'd like to do as a bonus action, Fizwick? You could make a hide roll. Well, actually, you're already hidden in the fog.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Good call,
Gruckfar.
Michael.
I hold my shield directly in, let's see here, number 3's face and pound on it with my warhammer to create a toll dead.
All right. Awesome. Do it up.
For 5 points of damage.
Okay. Hey, it's something. All right, and that was number
Number 3.
number 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And while I do that, Velen steps forward and reaches forward to make an attack against number 2 there, casting Vampiric Touch.
Nice.
So she's going to make a melee spell attack. Let's see, it's going to be +6. So 17.
17 is going to hit.
Okay. Let's see. It's 3d6 of damage. That's 9 points of damage to that berserker, and she regains 5 points of damage from that.
Okay. 9, and she regains 3. Excellent. All right, yeah, you just, Velen gets this sense of, like, life seeping from this berserker. Now, are there any limits on, like, what type of creature that can be done to? It is not undead, I'll say that.
It just says creature.
Okay, yeah, so, all right. Yeah, it's not undead, but you get the feeling like, yeah, something is off with these dudes, for sure.
Okay.
All right. That brings us to the tribesfolk. So one is going to turn and make a attack against Velen with the flail, and that is going to be a natural 1. The other one is going to attack Dryad, and rolls a 17 to hit. Does that hit Dryad, Michael? 17.
That will not hit. His AC is 18.
Okay, there we go. Oh, you know what? I've been forgetting. They get multi-attack, Nate. Come on. Natural 1 for Valen's, and natural 20 on Dryad. Sorry, Ryan. Wherever you are. All right, that's going to be 17 damage, and Dryad needs to make a con save. The DC is 13. What does Dron's con save, Michael?
Sorry, I muted myself. It was 13.
Oh, okay. So he makes it. Just barely. All right.
Yep.
Very good. That brings us... Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say sorry. He's an elephant, not a bear.
That brings us to you, Nikos and Dranyaj.
Nikos is giving barbarians no time of day, and if this works, this is gonna be the coolest looking cast of any spell. So Nikos, as he sort of stands by the sizzling remains of Ivera, he sort of sees the body lying limp as he kind of just stretches his shoulders. And as he does, he just kind of shakes his hands like, you're like kind of shaking it out. But as he's doing it, he's going to cast Magic Missile as a 3rd level spell. And with one hand, I'm going to shoot 2 missiles at number 3 and 3 missiles at number 2. So number 3 will simply take... 9 points of damage.
That is enough to kill it. 3 is
And
down. And it just crumbles to the ground.
And that is 14 damage to number 2.
All right, still up.
Damn, so close. That would have been sick.
Would have been.
Yeah, he just,
I would have just, I would, Gruff would just be standing there and then like look left, look right, and just see 2 corpses on either side of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and number 2 actually hadn't taken any damage till Valin's vampiric touch.
Yeah,
so-
Really?
yeah.
That's why I figured I'd throw 3 in that direction. Like two should have done it, and then 3 was kind of like, yeah, okay, if we'll see. I mean, hard shot. All
I
right.
didn't realize that because I thought that was the one that was standing directly in front of Nikos when he started out, but he was probably working on other things at the time.
Yeah, he was.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And he stunned it, so he didn't. It was not a threat. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We'll charge, and I want to try something. This is all ice, right?
Yeah.
I want Dronyage to use his trunk and try to send this dude flying off the bridge.
All right. Yeah. Let's do an opposed strength check.
All right, because I don't know how many hit points he has.
And
but,
I rolled a natural 1. Man, I feel like every round, at least one of my baddies is gonna get a natural 1.
Let's see how Dronyage does. Dronyage rolls a 10, so that's a 13 in total.
All right. Yes. Dronyaj's trunk wraps around this berserker. And what does this look like, Michael?
So yeah, as Dronyage steps forward, he takes a lower stance, his heavy form kind of sliding a little across the ice as he shoulder checks this barbarian. As the shoulder reaches into the lower abdomen of the barbarian, his trunk slithers around and wraps his waist. He then twists against the barbarian, and as he does, the trunk turns a horizontal spin into a vertical one as he pulls it over his shoulder and then releases it, unwrapping the barbarian as he flies in the direction of the face.
Yeah, there is no Wilhelm scream here whatsoever. It is complete silence as this kind of glassy-eyed...
What is this, an app?
Don't tell me what to do.
as this glassy-eyed
Good.
barbarian goes flying over the cliff. His flail just spins in the air and sticks into the ice on the edge, but his body goes flying over. All right. We are out of combat, my friends. What would you like to do? The city of Ythryn lies before you. Let me actually read a little bit more here.
Just quickly before we approach the city, Nikos is going to walk over to the Red Wizards, starting with Ivera. And what he is going to do is he immediately devours her brain. Like, I don't do the usual, like, pulling out and, kind of saving it and jerking it or anything like that. You watch this kind of scene of brutality as Nikos just devours yeah, just devours
Me?
her.
Just me? No one else? God. Okay.
Yeah. Velen is just horrified at this and turns away.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. I have this.
Okay. Yeah, Velen just kind of looks away and says, "Well, that went well. Everyone okay?"
Rockfar is kind of panting, and he has got scorching on his clothes and his face, and I've been better. Does anyone need any healing? Save for me, of course.
Dryad goes, I could use some healing. I'm very badly injured.
Okay. Rockfar gathers everybody around who wants to take part in that healing and cast. Let's see here. What do I got? What have I got?
Nikos is busy. He does not. He's going to head to the other wizard.
Okay.
So Fizwick runs up to Drawn John, and he tries to get a ride.
Anybody?
You know what? Sure. Why not? You're my friend, and I like you.
Fizwick
He
climbs up the trunk.
around you, and then places you like firmly on like his shoulders.
Fizwick is happy.
Fizwick likes animals and animal-like beings.
And now I have a turret.
I love it.
There we go.
Nikos will go and not extract the brain, but remove the head of Asbara. He basically also removes the eye, the one that's not been shot out, just so that it's got nice little handholds, so that he can take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
We will cast Speak with Dead with this later.
Anybody who wants it can have 12 points of healing. And also, is Fizwick still poisoned?
Yes, Fizwick is still poisoned.
Okay.
I think that lasts. Let me see here.
I don't know. I hope
That
I
was the
don't puke
purple
on
pear.
you, man.
Purple pears. Yeah, definitely still poisoned. Yep.
Okay. I beckon him over and I offer him. I take out a small jar and I unscrew the top and I offer him. Take a taste of this, Fizwick. You might feel a little better.
Fizwick gleefully consumes an abundance.
Such
That
big
was some
words.
ointment of Kyotom's, and you get some hit points from that, but also it can cure diseases or being poisoned.
Nice.
I've been learning words, and you could ask me anything right now, and I would give you words.
You can also have
Nikos will whistle at Fizwick and sort of make his hand up like he wants to catch something motion.
Fizwick tosses like it's a set of keys, and ace shot to his hands.
I don't even know what these are for. My cube.
That's right. Fizwick gives him his cube.
maybe he was hoping
Warm up
that
the car, Nikos.
Like, we don't. Where we're going, we don't need Shardlin. We got family. All right. So anyway,
Let's make this an '80s movie. Yes.
yeah, I'll take my my cube and I'll rearrange the runes and deactivate it.
Oh, this is a perfect time to say my idea for the Back to the Future sequel is an alternate reality
Oh.
where it's actually like the black truck, and it's out in the country and shit. So they got to do it all in the woods and stuff.
Yeah,
So when you see the trailer for it, it's like the music plays and the lights turn on and shit. You immediately know what's going on, but you don't quite know until it gets to the Toyota like at the top, and then you can see the machine at the back, and yeah,
Nice.
dude,
Like
make it happen.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say I
Perfect
came up with that
twist.
idea and I was like,
Get
"This is a
Toyota on the
bomb
phone.
idea."
Get Toyota on the phone,
Yeah,
man.
it ain't a cheap idea either, is it? That's a good one.
Look,
Sorry, I had to.
Speaking of things that we've had to say, so Alex, you've had the you've cast your spells, you've cast the healing, all of that sort of stuff, and Fizwick's had my cube, and I'm presuming Fizwick does not know how to deactivate my anti-magic aura.
I didn't even know I had your cube. I just tossed you something when you I don't know what he wants.
Oh yeah, it's the cube of like anti-magic, like so spells can't pass through the barrier. So basically anyone like within the sphere got healed, but anyone outside of it didn't. So I probably didn't get healed.
You didn't get healed because you had your dispel magic field on.
No, because Fizwick had it and it's still on.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
it
had
was standing by all of us.
yeah.
well-
Oh yeah.
You might have been healed though, Nikos, because you were far away where Fizwick was standing next to me. Do you know what I mean? When you went over to Var's
Yeah. So I'm the only one who hasn't been healed from the because Fizwick had my my orb or my sphere.
What a shame, because I just generated like 22 HP and poison healing for Fizwick. So I don't know. Maybe you got nothing.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, oh, yes, give me this. All right. So I'll turn that stuff off. It's very dangerous, very potent.
All right. You guys, among the remains here, Ivera has a staff of fire and has 3 spell scrolls. I'll just tell you guys what they are. Alex, you writing these down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'll get him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Dimension Door. Spell a scroll of Dimension Door. Featherfall.
Dimension Door. Yep. And Featherfall.
Featherfall and Fireball.
And Fireball.
And then a Staff of Fire. Asbara has 2 spell scrolls of Mage Armor. And I suppose they would each have a spell book as well. For what it's worth.
Hey, can Grukvar cast enlarge on Federo and have his own mount? Could he fly it around?
How much does enlarge something?
It's
You know what? I don't even care. It's too awesome to deny.
You should totally do it. Federo just kind of
you
like
cause a creature or object. So yeah, right. This is an object. It's. I mean, is it? What is a familiar? Is it an object or a creature? It's just not.
It's an actual
it's a
creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's
I've given kind of Federo the instructions to like protect Grukvar, and maybe he can drop him on things or fly in and like hit something and sneak away. I don't know.
how big is your familiar to begin with?
Oh, it's a hawk, so it's probably about
Like a foot tall?
Yeah, probably a foot tall. Yep.
Okay, it's now 2 feet tall. Because I can double it.
Never mind. That
Well,
won't
maybe
do
it can carry you.
Yeah, we're just gonna say it's big enough to carry Fizwick.
Bomb. Fizwick's
Noise.
going for this.
Okay.
Oh man, I had a Dungeon Master hood this whole time, guys, and I haven't been wearing it. All right.
If,
It's getting
unless
late.
anyone has objections, would it be all right if I use the Staff of Fire?
Go for it.
I've got so much fire at my disposal. It would be go for it, man.
Nikos is more dangerous.
I am just going to read what you guys see a little bit here.
Ooh.
Okay, green.
While I'm holding onto the staff.
For
wait.
our purposes of navigating the city, I have this little compass rose here that we'll just kind of use to mark where the party happens to be. So just be aware of that. Green and purple light cast an otherworldly glow upon the frost draping the silent city. Clawing spires, broken domes, and steeples leaning at odd angles surround a huge citadel. At the foot of the causeway, a giant statue lies prone and motionless, its surfaces gleaming with rime. It is the Velen would identify it as a tomb tapper. It must have softened them up a little bit before we got here. How fortuitous. Now, should we be about the business of exploring the city?
Indeed.
Well, you guys are looking down here. You're able to step down into the city without too much trouble. The ice slopes down there. Where would you like to go? And we'll end there. But if you tell me,
I'm
we'll
curious
start there
about
next time.
these like 3-pronged things that look like they're coursing with electricity. Are those lit up?
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. Are they lit up at the moment? Yeah, I mean, you get little flashes of like static energy that seem to be just here and there on these large things, and it seems to be surrounded by an amphitheater of sorts. Would you guys like to start your exploration there?
That's where I would vote to go.
Okay.
Sure.
And pretty much the way we'll do this is you guys just point somewhere on the map, where you want to explore. It can be systematic. You can try to pick buildings that you think look significant, structures. Yeah, it's up to you.
What about that tower that's directly in front of us? What looks like some kind of blue glowing runes on the
Just
towards
beyond the
top?
amphitheater?
Yeah, and 3 red windows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that tower you can see in the distance reaches upward like a talon, its stonework studded in chiseled runes. A blue light shines from its highest window.
Okay, I changed my vote. That's where I want to go.
Mm,
What does everyone else think?
look, I think if we start in the pitchforks of lightning area, and then we make our way to that area, because
Yeah.
okay,
agreed.
because there's a couple of different things. I think the big tower, the big central one.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that we need the ritual that those one-eyed creatures were talking about. So we need to explore this place. I suspect that you're right with the tower. Like the towers likely have something to do with it, so that might be part of it. And yeah, well, yeah, that I think is the best first point of call is go there and then go here.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds very good. I'd like to thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, players, for being awesome. And yeah, it was cool to see Nikos have his moment facing these red wizards. And we'll see what the city of Ythryn holds for us now. But I want to remind you once again, man, I need some water apparently.
Oh, just want to comment. I told Dale, I think as Dale,
Dale Wallen.
that I was gonna shoot somebody for him. I got that wizard, so that was for Dale there.
Nice. That's for you, Dale. Yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. We want to remind you to check out our sponsor, Hero Forge. They're amazingly supportive, cool company, awesome product. Go build some awesome characters. And I also want to remind you to check out Dead Aussie Gamer. Links in the video description to Michael's Twitch channel and YouTube channel. Anything particular coming up you want to plug, Michael?
Yeah, actually, I got a couple of things coming up in the pipeline. We got, let's see, there's my schedule. All right, so next week, roughly in whatever is 3 hours time from now, I'm going to be doing an Australian-themed Through the Breach game with a couple of Aussies in kind of celebration for the hottest week in Australia. So we're calling it Australia's hottest Through the Breach game. Then in February, on the 7th, I'm going to be on Phoenixy Wacky's channel playing The Odyssey for Jasper's Game Day, which is going to be a ton of fun. And then, yeah, till then, I'm going to be on my regular schedule. I've got news. The Rime of the Frost Maiden game, unfortunately, had to be put on the shelf. We had a couple of people leave the Patreon. We had a couple of people join in. So we're actually going to be starting a new campaign, which is going to be decided tomorrow. And the two big choices there are some Pathfinder games. So that's what's on the cards. On the cards for that one. If anyone who's a fan of Pathfinder, the two that we're deciding behind is Curse of the Crimson Throne and what was it called? Tyranny of Dragons. But that one's a D&D one, so depends on if we go D&D or Pathfinder.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. Well, yeah, go check it out. If you want to play in some games, Michael's Patreon is a cool way to get right in the action too. So, very good. Also, check out Will's Darksea Workshop. Buy some sparkly dice and support the man. Yeah, he's been working hard over there, making awesome stuff. So, yeah, anything else you want to add to that, Will?
No, I've been lagging. This last month was December. I just was Dice Fest. So.
Oh man, yeah, he cranked it out for the holidays.
Yeah, I'm like 2 weeks late on everything I'm supposed to be doing right now. I don't have anything to say about Dice at the moment, but
still lots of stuff up in the shop for sale though.
No, I got a for great guy that made some art. So yeah, other than that, no.
Nice. Cool.
All
right. Well, thanks everybody. Hey, check out patreon.com/WASD20 as well if you want to support, and you get access to weekly live map drawing streams and campaign diaries for this campaign, where I kind of do some recap of what happened in the session, some Dungeon Master reflection, and a little bit of looking toward what's coming up. So check out the Patreon for that. And I see a bunch of patrons in the chat tonight. Thank you guys for your support. And you'll see us again in 2 weeks' time. We look forward to it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Boy, don't let the door hit